Those are the journalists who are the highest paid in the market. I noticed a lot of men who were maybe in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Those are the highest paid journalists in the market by far, especially compared to the women sitting next to them. I can tell you that for sure. And they should know better. All of them should know better. This is a really embarrassing moment for journalism. At this point, we can't afford to be anything less than perfect. We have to try and strive for perfection and fairness every day. And this was a massive failure.
It's like something out of the movie 1984.
George Orwell online, too.
Orwellian.
Historians will be looking at this and saying the people who spoke out against the erosion of democratic institutions in this time were the ones who were on the right side of history.
It's not journalism, it's propaganda. Most of us have heard this kind of thing in, totalitarian regimes where somebody has to repeat what the government says. In this case, it's what the corporation says.
There has to be an understanding that this style propaganda has to stop.
I spent a lot of time in China, which is a country that has an actual state media, and it rings very familiar. This is the way authoritarian states operate. I mean,
what Trump and what now Sinclair is doing is conflating this idea of fake news, which is the purposeful manipulation and fabrication of fact, with stories that they find somehow unflattering. And that is really what's chilling to democracy.
And I'm sure
they're saying, trust us. We're fair. We're the ones that are honest. Don't believe the others. And that is sort of an echo of President Trump's anti-media messaging.
We conservatives mocked forever the Soviets and the fact that the state would type out their scripts and they would read news scripts that were obviously repeated.
Robots.
Without, like robots were reading them. It does smack of sort of state-run media for an autocrat.
And Soviets.
What's false? What's fake? Absolutely something local and national television should cover. But allegations and then just repeating this word for word, I think, is somewhat dangerous.
You may not agree with what the press is saying, but to discard it takes us into very dangerous territory. I start having thoughts of Hugo Chavez. I start having thoughts of systems that have gone into an undemocratic netherworld. And so this is what is scary to me, not just disturbing.
If you're just reading a prompter and you don't care what the words are, then you're an actor, or you're just acting them out. But if you're a journalist, you can do better.